On this episode of Table to TV podcast, Justin and Xavia create a top 5 list of their favorite consoles. Welcome to the Table to TV podcast, where we discuss board games, video games, modern to retro. I am Justin, and this is my daughter and co-host Xavia. How you doing, Xavia?
I'm doing good.
Did you have a good day at school today?
Yeah.
You did?
We went on a field trip to an apple orchard.
Oh, really? Which one?
Jacob's.
Jacob's. Oh, that's over there by Newcastle, right?
Mm-hmm. I got a free pumpkin.
Oh, really? That's cool.
And I also got a free donut and a free apple cider slushie.
Nice. That sounds like a good field trip. So, today we're also going to be going to Mardi Gras.
Yep.
Are you having fun? Are you excited about that?
Yeah.
What rides do you hope are there today?
All of them.
All of them.
The ones that were there when I actually had fun there.
What was your favorite ride last time you went?
That big octopus thing, spider thing, they took it out.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, it wasn't there last year.
Oh, that
Did we
sucks.
go last year?
Well, we didn't go, I don't think. I don't remember. No, we went. Because it was me, you, your brother and sister, and Rebecca. We were all walking together.
Oh, yeah.
We weren't there for very long, though, because it was cold and raining that day.
Oh, yeah.
And we got tacos from the taco truck.
Oh, yeah. And we ran into Valerie, didn't we?
Yeah.
Or some people.
Chances are we'll run into some people again today, too, but...
We either ran into Valerie or we ran into Zach and Tiara.
Well, Zach is a rare spawn, so you're not likely to see him out there, but you might see Tiara, because Tiara likes to go out there and check out the stuff. And today is 1 ticket per ride, so we could ride a bunch of rides today, and multiple times, without it costing an arm and a leg.
Although after we purchase enough tickets, then I want to go check out the shops and what bit of money we have.
Yeah, we could check it out. So, today, we are going to come up with our top 5 consoles of all time. And the way this is going to work is, I'm going to say, we're going to go from least favorite to favorite. I'll let you go first. And if your choice doesn't line up with what I'm thinking of, we're going to discuss it and figure out whose console deserves the spot. So, number 5, what are you thinking?
The Wii or the Wii U?
The Wii or the Wii U, like, simultaneously, because they're basically the same console?
Well, I mean, the Wii U and the Switch are basically the same. But mostly that, but also because Rainbow Curse and Epic Yarn weren't that great of games because of how they controlled with it. They could have done better.
Yeah.
But Breath of the Wild is really good, so I'm going to say the original Wii.
The Breath of the Wild came out on the Wii U.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to say the original Wii goes in that spot.
Oh, you're saying number 5 should be the Wii.
Yeah.
Can you give any good reasons why you would pick it for that? Like, what games did you like on the Wii U that would make it a number 5 spot for you versus anything higher or lower?
I didn't like how they made Epic Yarn control. Breath of the Wild was still kind of weird at that time.
No, like, what about the Wii itself, though? Why is that your number 5 versus anything worse or better?
Because it just is. I didn't like it. I just didn't like it.
You didn't like it?
No, I just didn't.
But you like it enough for it to be in your top 5?
Yeah. I just didn't like it that much.
What about features? Like, what kind of features did the Wii have that you liked a lot?
I liked the remote thingy, and I liked being able to play Wii Sports, but that was, like, the only game I would play.
Right. Some of the Wiis had GameCube.
Yeah, I know. We never got a GameCube controller for it, so I was never able to play. Paper Mario.
Right.
So I never got to try that.
Right. Well, I would agree with that, with the Wii being number 5 for me, because I like that it was backwards compatible. You could play the GameCube and stuff on it. Wii Sports is a classic. It's a good party game to get with your friends and play some bowling. There were some other good games too, like I preferred Twilight Princess on the GameCube, but it was okay on the Wii. I just had a hard time getting used to it being mirrored because Link is left-handed in that game, but the Wii motion controller is for right-handed, so they mirrored the whole game for that reason. They took the whole game and just mirrored it so Link would be right-handed for the controller. Yeah.
Stupid. Just allow the controller to be left-handed.
Yeah, I don't know why they chose to do it that way versus just making it ambidextrous or something, but I'm trying to think of any other games on the Wii that I really liked. Sonic and the Seven Rings, I think it was called. It was okay. It wasn't fantastic, but it was decent.
I never played it.
Yeah, it was one of those weird. It was kind of like an on-rail Sonic game where,
like some of those mini games in Adventure 2, where you were on the board thing or you were just running on rails.
No, what I mean is that, okay, so you could only move left and right by tilting the controller, but Sonic always moved forward. Like, he would always move forward unless, like, you hold the controller backwards so that he would stop.
Oh.
But then he would move forward all the time, and then you would have to, like, jump over the obstacles as they came.
Oh, so it was basically a Sonic Runner game.
Yeah, kind of.
Or Subway Surfers, but Sonic.
Yeah, sort of. I also liked that the Wii was the first console that Nintendo put out to have an online store.
Yeah.
And you could buy retro games on it.
Wait. Oh, did the 3DS come out after it?
Yeah, the 3DS came way later.
Oh.
So yeah, I would say, yeah, we'll write that down as the Wii as a number 5. So, okay, so what about your number 4? What are you thinking for number 4?
Probably the Wii U.
The Wii U?
Yeah.
I don't know if okay, explain yourself.
Everything, it's basically just a Switch, only you can't go as far with it. You can only, isn't it only like a 5 to 10 foot distance?
Yeah, something like that.
Which was part of the reason I didn't like, because I always got annoyed when I left the living room, and then the screen popped up. You're too far from the thingy.
Yeah. You see, like, the Wii U was kind of a fail in general. It had a few good games.
Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild, but Breath of the Wild also released on the Switch the same day, and it's far superior on the Switch.
Yeah, I think the only game I ever even played on it was Kirby and the Rainbow Curse.
Yeah, and I didn't really like that one. And I usually like Kirby games.
Neither did I. I only played it because it was one of the only we had at the time.
Then again, we did get Mario Maker.
I think I played that too.
Yeah, because
which was pretty good.
Which is honestly the whole reason we bought a Wii U to begin with, because we got the Mario Maker bundle.
Oh, yeah.
That's why we have that pixelated Mario amiibo.
Oh.
It came with the system.
Oh.
But
I thought we just randomly bought that one day.
No. It came with the Wii U. And if I'm not mistaken, as of right now, no, I take that back. There was a point in time before Link's Awakening came out for the Nintendo Switch that you could buy every Zelda game on the Wii U because of the Virtual Console. And the Wii U you could buy DS games and play it on the Wii U.
Oh.
And actually, our friend J-Dub, I think that's how he streamed the DS titles for when he was doing all the Zelda games in release order for his Twitch channel. I believe he used the Wii to play the DS games.
There is a way to where you can stream the DS on the screens. I don't know how to do it.
You gotta get your DS modded, and it's kind of a pain in the ass, I would assume. I don't think that I like the Wii U for number 4. I'm thinking for number 4, PlayStation 2.
No, I mean, I can't agree on that mostly because I've never had a PlayStation 2.
Okay, so, well, hear me out. PlayStation 2 was the first console to have Guitar Hero.
Okay.
And without Guitar Hero, I would have never started playing guitar.
Then why don't you put that at number 3?
Because I got better options for higher up ones. Also, if I'm not mistaken, the PS2 is still the most sold console of all time. I think more units of PS2s were bought than any other console ever. And that's saying something.
Oh, yeah, because it was the first console to have...
Well, I mean, it also had, like, you had games like Kingdom Hearts and
Spyro, Crash.
Yeah, there were Spyro and Crash games on the PlayStation 2, but honestly, I preferred the ones that were on PS1 better. But they were still good games.
Did the PS2 get Hatchet and Clank?
Yeah. The PS2 had Ratchet and Clank, and it was really good. They also had Jack and Dexter.
I don't know what that is.
That was a really good game. Sly Cooper, Star Wars Battlefront 2, which now I just play on the Xbox, but I originally played it on the PS2. And I'm not talking about that new one that came out. Like, I'm talking about the original Battlefront 2. It was good. The new Battlefront games are fucking garbage. I will die on that hill. So, you also had Final Fantasy X, which was not my favorite Final Fantasy, but it's up there. I know you don't have very much experience with the PlayStation 2, so but yeah, what are we gonna do here? Are we gonna say Wii or are we gonna say PlayStation 2?
We could just write down both.
Write down both? I don't know. I think we both have some pretty good arguments. Let's say,
or we could just go with the GameCube.
Go with the GameCube. Just go with the whole nother console entirely. I'm really leaning towards PlayStation 2.
Okay.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to say PlayStation 2 for number 4. So that means we got Wii for number 5 and PS2 for number 4.
Yeah.
What are you thinking for number 3?
I'm gonna have to say the Xbox 360.
Okay.
It's up there, but it's not up there.
Right. Well, okay. Explain why you wouldn't want it higher than number 3.
Because we can still play most of the same games on it on the Xbox One, just using Game Pass. But I did like it because I had this one Shrek game that I would play. That was like the only game I ever played on it, except for Angry Birds.
Right. You see, like for me, I would almost rank it higher than 3 because Xbox, like there were other systems that had online compatibility, but Xbox 360 nailed it. So Halo 3 was like the king of online games at the time.
I mean, I don't play Halos. How was I supposed to?
I know.
Oh, and they had that one boat game.
Right. But also Oblivion and Skyrim originally came out on the 360.
Then why do we have Skyrim on the Xbox PS4? That we don't have anymore.
Well, I bought it for PSVR. But it originally came out on the 360, and I played that game basically from the time you were born, because it came out a few months after you were born, until you were like 6.
Wow.
And I played Skyrim religiously for that point in time. How about this? We'll put Xbox 360 off to the side for now because I feel like it should be ranked higher. So I will say what I think my number 3 will be is, and then we'll decide if we're going to go with the Xbox or if we're going to go with what I have to say. I'm going to say for number 3, we are going to go with the Super Nintendo.
Oh.
Because
wait, which Super Nintendo? Nintendo.
The Super Nintendo. Like, there's only there's
elaborate.
Okay, so the Super Nintendo was the first. I don't know. I can't say for sure if it was the first 16-bit system. I don't remember if that came out before TurboGrafx.
Oh, the Super NES.
Yeah, the Super NES is what I'm talking about. The Super Nintendo was fantastic because it introduced us to RPGs. So you had stuff like Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars. You had Final Fantasy 3, which was actually 6, but that's a whole nother thing. Chrono Trigger. If you could get an emulator of it and find a translated copy, Bahamut Lagoon was really good. Plus, like, you got the classics like Super Mario World and Super Metroid and Castlevania 4.
Kirby All-Star.
Yeah, Kirby All-Stars.
Mario Superstar.
Yeah, and then Mario All-Stars. Like, the Super Nintendo was just like, honestly, like, I would almost say the Super Nintendo is like the peak of Nintendo even. Like, I like the Super Nintendo more than the 64. I like it more than the Wii. I definitely like it more than the Wii U. And it's probably about equal for the Switch with me even. But I do like the 360 more than Super Nintendo. So that's why I was thinking I was going to rate 360 a little higher.
But I believe that the Super Nintendo deserves a higher rank than 3.
Oh, really? Okay, then.
Because Kirby All-Stars was basically the only reason that I ever actually got into Kirby games.
Right.
And it was the first game I ever beat in something competent.
Oh, it's Flaw. Hey, Flaw. we had a listener pop in with the Twitch chat. We record these episodes on Twitch, and I edit it from there. And we just had a buddy of mine. He does anime stuff on TikTok. His name is Issa Carl instead of Isekai, which is a clever pun. So if you like anime and stuff, go follow him on TikTok. He is really funny. Anyway, let's. You want Super Nintendo to be higher. I want Xbox to be higher. Anyway, you were talking about Super Nintendo and stuff. So keep going. You said something about Kirby.
Yeah, first Kirby game I beat. First Mario game that I played. And overall, one of my favorite consoles.
Right. Yeah, it was actually one of the first ones you ever had. I set you up in your little bedroom when we lived in Portland. You had a Super Nintendo up there. I remember you playing Star Fox.
Oh, Star Fox is good too.
Yeah. All right. I'll concede. I'll let you have...
oh, wait. I thought we had Star Fox on the 64, though.
We also had Star Fox on the 64. All right. We'll do that. I'll settle for Xbox 360 as number 3. We'll do SNES as number 2. All right. So that leaves us with number 1. What is your number 1? What is your favorite console of all time? I guess is what I'm saying. Got a
Ocarina of Time.
Ocarina of Time is not a console.
It is now.
Are you saying your favorite console of all time is the N64?
Ocarina of Time. It's a console now.
It's not. It's a game.
It's a console now. It's a console if I say it is.
I don't think so. But then again, if you're saying Ocarina of Time, you could also mean 3DS. Is that your favorite? I feel like you played the 3DS more than any other console.
I feel like I played the SNES more than the console, but the 3DS. Yeah, why not?
You think the 3DS is your...
Yeah, why not? Because I have plenty of games there that I actually got into and tried to play and did get most of the way through. I beat Kirby Planet Robobot quite a few times. It was an easier game than I expected it to be. I don't think I ever played Ocarina of Time on that though.
No, you didn't. We had it, but I think we lost it.
Yeah, we lost it, then we found it on your bed one day. And then I just never played it. I tried out Majora's Mask once. I didn't care for it because you were already like halfway through the game. I beat Pokemon Sun.
Yes.
I tried one of the older Kirby games that we had on there.
Right. I'm trying to think of what else that... I didn't play a whole lot of 3DS.
You played some Final Fantasy game or something on it.
Yeah, the actual Final Fantasy 3. I played Pokemon X, or no, I played Pokemon Y.
Yeah, you played Pokemon Y.
And then,
I didn't play Pokemon Y because you told me not to.
Yeah, because that was my game.
Only
one save file.
Yeah, I'm gonna play it if you didn't tell me not to.
I also played the 3DS versions of Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time are really good. Although, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't like the Majora's Mask. Excuse me, I didn't like the Majora's Mask 3DS version. They changed too much in that. You're saying your number one is going to be the 3DS.
3DS or the Nintendo 64. Either one is fine with me.
I wouldn't say either one of those is
You
my
wouldn't say either one of those? Well, I mean, it's not the Switch.
No, I wouldn't say it's the Switch either. Honestly, I haven't put a whole lot of thought into what my number one would be because I don't really play consoles that much anymore. So I have to go back and think about back when I did play consoles a lot. And the console that I played the most was the Super Nintendo. Because like the Nintendo 64 was okay, but it only had like 5 or 6 games that were actually good.
Donkey Kong, Mario, Kirby. Although Kirby was okay. It's my favorite Kirby game because of the mixing abilities.
Oh yeah, the crystal shards. That was great.
Ocarina of Time. I think we had Link's Awakening on it.
I think you're talking me. No, Link's Awakening was Game Boy.
Or we had some other Legend of Zelda game. Link to the Past. That
was Super Nintendo.
We didn't have it on the Super Nintendo. We had some other Legend of Zelda game on there, and I know it wasn't Majora's Mask.
We had Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask on the Nintendo 64 because that's what was out.
We had some other game on there too.
I don't think so.
Yeah, we did.
I don't believe there were any other Zelda games on the N64.
I thought. Okay. Unless I was just thinking about some old NES game that I found at some point that somehow got mixed with our N64 games.
Yeah, that might have been. And I really don't want to say old school Nintendo either because honestly, I didn't like it. Like the old school Nintendo, it had a few good titles, but overall, its library is a hot mess. Like, it's more garbage than not. Everybody was complaining about when the NES Classic came out, they only put like 30 games on it. Like, there were only 30 good games out of the 800 that came out. But they did revitalize the gaming industry with that console, so I'll give them that. Earthbound was Super Nintendo.
Oh. Well, maybe we should have given Super Nintendo a higher title.
Maybe. Are you saying that we should We should move Super Nintendo to number 1.
Probably.
All right, we could do that. We'll move Super Nintendo to number 1 because I feel good about that. But now we got to figure out a new number 2. And with all that we've been talking about Nintendo 64, we never really talked about PlayStation 1 that much. How do you feel about PlayStation 1?
I've never tried PlayStation 1. We've never had one. And if we did, I was too young to play it.
That's true. But we
So
did.
I don't have any opinion on it.
We were talking really fondly about the N64, because I think the N64 can go into number 2 because it didn't have many good games, but it had the games that were good were really good, like
Smash,
and Zelda's and
Kirby.
Donkey Kong and Mario.
Yeah, Kirby was okay.
And Mario Kart.
Oh yeah, Mario Kart.
Mario Kart 64 was amazing. Mega Man was okay, but honestly, I preferred PS1 Mega Man more. Doom 64 was great. Perfect Dark and GoldenEye. You know what? I'm okay with N64 being number 2.
Okay.
And that's kind of cool because we got a little bit of a mix here of all of the 3 major game developers. Because there were others. We didn't talk about Jaguar, mostly because it's not worth talking about.
I don't know what that is.
Okay, so I think Jaguar was the first 32-bit system, but it wasn't truly 32-bit. It was weird. It was made by Atari.
Oh, we had an Atari console.
Yeah.
It mostly had those ping pong games and stuff, or you were just this block going through this maze.
Yeah.
We had the original Atari.
Right. We didn't talk about PlayStation 3 at all.
PlayStation. I had PlayStation 3. The only good game that was on it was Sonic Adventure.
Yeah, and that game came out on the Dreamcast originally, so.
But
we didn't talk about the Dreamcast either.
I never got introduced to it.
We didn't talk about Sega at all. Wow.
Sega just. But at the same time, the only good there was only one good Sega console.
Yeah, the Genesis. I'm sure if we were doing a top 10 list instead of a top 5, Sega Genesis would be on there somewhere.
Probably.
But anyway, I think I'm liking this. So our number 5 was the Nintendo Wii. Number 4, the PlayStation 2. Number 3, the Xbox 360. Number 2, the Nintendo 64. And number 1 is the Super Nintendo. That is our definitive top 5 favorite consoles.
I'm sure if we had a top 10, though, we would have GameCube on there, too.
Yeah, well, it's kind of... The Wii had GameCube compatibility, so it kind of counts. So, because the GameCube had my favorite Zeldas on it.
Yeah.
Twilight Princess and Wind Waker are fantastic.
Oh, I forgot that Wind Waker even existed. I did.
Wind Waker is good. It's cartoony, but it's good.
Oh, is that why there's Toon Link and Ultimate Smash?
Yes. Toon Link was Wind Waker and Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks.
Oh.
And I guess you could say Minish Cap, but that wasn't really Toon Link per se. He looked cartoony, but it wasn't Toon Link because Minish Cap was a Capcom game anyway. But
So it was a fake one?
no, it wasn't fake. It was just Nintendo allowed Capcom to make a few Zelda games.
Oh.
So Capcom did Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons, and the Minish Cap.
I remember you were talking about one of the Oracle games.
Yeah, the Oracle games, I haven't played them myself all the way through yet, but they're really difficult. I brought it up in our last episode because you were talking about Twin Rova in Ocarina of Time, and I was telling you that you have to fight Twin Rova in the Oracle games too, and she's a lot harder.
I still want to play Majora's Mask, though.
We'll get around to playing Majora's Mask for sure. So that's it for this episode. I have made a few social media accounts since the first episode, so We have a Facebook page now. It's just Tabletop Gaming on Facebook. Follow us on there. We got a Twitter now too, but it's not okay. So we have a Twitter, but it's actually my personal Twitter that I just rebranded, and it's called Tabletop, or not Tabletop Gaming, Table to TV on Facebook, Table to TV on Twitter. But I don't know if it'll pop up if you type that in Twitter. So search at Axum6900 for our Twitter. We also have an email now, tableTVpod@gmail.com. If there's nothing else, we're going to just get on out of here. You got anything else you want to say?
No.
Neither do I. So everybody, thanks for watching. You take care. And we are going to go ride some Mardi Gras rides.